you got this woman here. She's an African woman, and clearly she has a UK accent. She's been over there. They left her homeland to be in the UK, so much so that you got a UK accent. But I want you to hear how she's talking about, Black Americans, right? And she gives a lot of reasons why the Black American community has delineated. Let's go ahead and check that out.
I've seen a lot of Black Americans asking why Africans hate them, and I'm going to answer the question for you. Number one, this American ego transcends race. It doesn't matter if you're white American, brown American, or Black American. There seems to be this ego that makes you think that you are the main character wherever you go. Therefore, when you go to places in Africa, you get surprised when you're treated like just another tourist. I've heard people saying stuff like, they only cared about my dollars. Yeah, this is a supermarket. You've gone there expecting a kinship and connection with people whose history diverges from your history. When those slave ships took off, the countries that, you came from, they went on. There were still things happening to them, and there's still things happening to them today. Your history isn't as shared as you think that it is. There isn't this kind of Black kind of community in a lot of countries in Africa because everyone's Black. I would get it if you were in Sweden and you're walking past another Black person and they didn't smile at you. It's like, we are the only Black people here, like in this city. I'd get it. But you can't go to Africa and expect Black people to care that you're Black.
Yes, Black Americans have learned that completely, that, they don't look at each other as Black. They look at each other as opposing tribes. So when they show up here or wherever you show up at, they look at you just as, another group, because everybody's Black over there. So how could you say, oh, we all Black? Now, in America, like I said, it makes more sense because why we have to stick together. And a lot of Africans have told me we are one of the most unified groups of Black folks or whatever in the world. We are, right? Because we had to be unified. Still to this day, we have to be unified. Now, what she's fully saying, that is not all the way true, and I can tell you that based off of my experiences, because I've had some over there that say, hey, bro, well, welcome back home. Well, you need to stay here with us, man, and they're not trying to run my pockets. I haven't had a bunch of people say, hey, man, give me $1, give me this, give me that. You have some people over there that be asking for money? Sure. Yes, you do. But that's not like the majority from my experience. I've been told more in the continent, why you even want to be over there with them people, man? Just stay over here. They say it's cool, They say we got some good places to stay. We got good food. We got this and that. So she's run off at her mouth as an immigrant into the UK, right? And it's always interesting that immigrants into the UK or immigrants into America are always trying to tell us how people are in the continent, and she's not even there. That's the interesting part, and that's why I always tell y'all, do not make a judgment call about Africans as a whole or Caribbeans as a whole based off these immigrants that come over here. Because from my experience, they are totally different over there than they are when they come over here. And I'm not saying all do that, but with the ones that got her little attitude, right? Just like you've been seeing a lot of people like her making these comments at Black Americans online. Like, why are y'all always mentioning Black Americans? Like, we aren't the only group to talk about. But yet every time you look up Black Americans this, Black Americans think they're this. Black Americans, they I don't know why they say that they are the culture and this and that. Like, stop talking about us then. The more you talk about it, you make everybody curious to go find out what Black Americans are doing. But a lot of that is that they had to leave their homeland by choice, right? They left their homeland by choice. And they had to literally choose to be subjugated. Black Americans had to build this place from scratch. And it is what it is today because of the not only the innovation of Black America, but we literally built this country completely. We have revolutionized America, and we are the salt of America. Remove the salt out of America, and this place is done. It's done. Anywhere we go as a group, it will be successful because that's just in us. Even in the state we're in today as Black Americans, we can if we go en masse to another place, that place will be the same thing. It'll be good too. That's why the folks, all that talking, listen, let me tell y'all something. You remember at one point in time, they used to tell us, go back to Africa. You remember that? And then black Americans start going to Africa, and they start getting quiet about that. Let me tell you why they start getting quiet about telling you go back to Africa. They got quiet about that because they know if black Americans actually did that, the economy would crash. They know that. Black Americans are the largest consumer out of all groups, even in our state, our economic state. So if you're the largest consumer, you spend a lot of money. And if you take that group out, it would be such a hit to the American economy, a major hit. So, yeah, they had to stop doing all that go back to Africa conversation. They had to stop that because they don't want to lose black Americans. Why you think them folks now is all kind of trying to circle around us and say, yeah, we all Americans together? Like, where'd that come from? Especially the more immigrants that show up, they trying to circle around black Americans. You understand? So black Americans are just as American as this land is because we built it. All these people that try to come here, they wouldn't have a place to run to because they run away from their place and they never want to go back. Even people like her, she ain't trying to go back to her homeland. She's trying to stay her behind right up there in the UK. And that's the thing, they are ashamed of their homeland. She not even trying to go back. But you worrying about black Americans and we not even talking about y'all like that in the UK. We're not. So yeah, ma'am, you're projecting. Because when I go to the African continent, I'm treated very good. Every country I've been to, they've treated me very nice. So you lying on the brothers and sisters over there on the continent. You're lying. We brought, many people to the continent over the years. And none of them have said, man, these people, man, they foul over here, man. No, everybody say they were welcome, treated good, etc. So yeah, she just projecting, in the UK. But stop worrying about black Americans. Deal with your personal shame.